when your own child turns you away from the home you built with your bare hands. It changes something deep inside you. My name is Margaret Harris, and this is the story of how my daughter threw me out of my own house, and how I reminded her exactly whose name was on the deed. I still remember the day I bought that house. It wasn't grand, but it was mine. Every brick, every nail, every flower in the front yard held a memory. I raised my daughter, Chloe. There, from her first steps on the wooden floors to her first tears over heartbreaks. That little white house had seen it all. After my husband, Thomas, passed away, things got quieter. Chloe was my world. I sacrificed everything to make sure she had a good life. Late night shifts, double jobs, even skipping meals so she could go to college. I was proud of her when she graduated. Proud when she said she'd make me proud one day. But life has a way of testing love. When Chloe got married to Ethan, I was happy at first. He was charming, polite, and said all the right things. He called me Mom the very first week, but over time, I began to see the cracks. He didn't like that I lived with them. He said things like, "Don't you think your mom needs her own place, Chloe?" I could see how Chloe's smile faded every time he said it. I pretended not to notice, but my heart did. Then one evening, it happened. Chloe came into my room, her eyes red, her voice shaking. "Mom, maybe you should move out for a while. Ethan just needs space." Her words hit me like cold rain. "My home, sweetheart," I said softly. "Where would I go?" She looked away. "You'll figure something out. Maybe Aunt Liza can help?" I didn't argue. I just nodded and packed quietly. The same hands that had once packed her school lunches were now folding my old sweaters into a suitcase. I left that night. Walking past the front door, I'd painted myself. Past the porch swing where Chloe used to fall asleep in my lap. The moonlight made the windows shimmer, and for the first time in my life, that house didn't look like home, it looked like a stranger. I moved into a small rented apartment across town. The walls were thin, the floors creaked, and loneliness became my only companion. Every night, I sat by the window and looked at the photo of Chloe and me, her graduation day, the happiest moment of my life. I prayed she was happy. I prayed Ethan treated her right. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Months passed before I got a call. It was my neighbour. "Mrs. Collins." "Margaret, dear," she said in her worried voice. "I think you should come home. There's a for sale sign outside your house." For sale? My house? My hands trembled as I grabbed my coat and took the bus back, and there it was, a bright red sign that said, "For sale by owner." Ethan was outside talking to a realtor, smiling like he'd built that home himself. Chloe stood beside him, her eyes blank. I walked up slowly. "Chloe," I said, "what's going on?" She flinched. "Mom, please, not now," Ethan smirked. "It's time to move on, Margaret. The market's great. We can buy something bigger, we?" I asked quietly. "Yes," he said. "We're the owners now." I looked at Chloe. "Sweetheart, you know that's not true." She looked down. "We transferred the name months ago." "Transferred? Without my permission?" I took a deep breath. "Actually," I said calmly, "I don't remember signing anything. And I'm very sure I still have the original deed." Ethan rolled his eyes. "You're confused, old lady. The papers are signed." I smiled faintly. "We'll see about that." The next morning, I went to the county office. I still had my old lawyer's number, Mr. Griffin. He'd helped me buy that house decades ago. He looked shocked when I told him everything. "Margaret, your name is still the only one on that title," he said, scanning his files. "No transfer, no sale. It's legally yours." I felt tears welling in my eyes, all those nights of being quiet, polite, patient, and now justice was whispering back to me. I went back to the house the next day. Ethan opened the door, annoyed. "What now?" I held up the deed. This home is mine, I said firmly. You have 1 week to pack your things and leave. He laughed. You wouldn't dare kick your own daughter out. I looked past him at Chloe. Her face was pale. Sweetheart, I said softly, I'm not kicking you out. I'm taking back what was always mine. You both have used my kindness long enough, Ethan scoffed. You can't just... But before he could finish, I showed him the lawyer's letter, official notice of ownership. I'd already filed everything. His expression changed from arrogance to fear. You planned this, he said. I smiled gently. No, Ethan, you did, when you thought you could steal what wasn't yours. For the next few days, I watched from my car as movers carried their furniture out. Chloe avoided my eyes, but when the last box left, she finally came over. Mom, she whispered, her voice trembling. I didn't mean to hurt you. Ethan said we could refinance, and then... I stopped her with a soft hand on her cheek. Chloe, love doesn't mean saying yes to the wrong people. I raised you better than that. She began to cry. Can I come home? I smiled sadly. This will always be your home. But you'll have to find your way back to it, with your heart, not your things. A few weeks later, I repainted the porch. The same old swing still hung there. The breeze smelled like lilacs again, and for the first time in a long time, I sat on that porch, watching the sunset, knowing peace had finally returned. Chloe visits now, alone. We share tea, talk about little things, and she always says, Mum, I'm sorry, I tell her. The door was never closed, sweetheart. You just forgot where it was. Sometimes, life takes away what's yours to remind you of your own. Strength, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means understanding that love can survive even betrayal. I didn't win back a house that day. I reclaimed my dignity, and in the end, that was worth more than any deed. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to remember their worth, and subscribe for more powerful real-life stories, only on Echoes from Her.